Nothing external is truly ours, not reputation, not wealth, not even the body. What is ours? Only character, only choices, only soul. And death? It cannot touch those. You are a soul carrying a corpse, not to demean the body, but to remind you are not this shell, you are what you do with it. So he asked himself each night, have I lived with justice, spoken with truth, acted with compassion? To the Stoic, the only failure is to meet death unprepared. Every hour you do not live with intention is a little death. Each kindness withheld, each word spoken in anger, each moment lost in distraction. He believed, it is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live. This wasn't coldness, it was courage. To love fully while knowing it won't last. To act nobly even if the world doesn't reward it. To wake each day and ask, if this is my last, how would I live it? Fear lives in the future, and death, though it waits there, cannot hurt the present moment, this breath, this choice. That's where peace lives. That's where the Stoic stays. Presence is the antidote to fear. And so the Stoic does not avoid death. He invites it to sit beside him, not to obsess, but to remember, to meet each day with open eyes, knowing it could be the last, and loving it more because of that. Marcus Aurelius saw it all pass away. War, fame, power, even memory. Consider how swiftly all things are swept away. Human lives and memories vanish into eternity. He did not chase immortality. He pursued integrity. So ask, if death comes tomorrow, will I regret today? That's the real question. And here's the paradox. The more you accept death, the more alive you become, because you begin to notice, you begin to treasure. The taste of morning tea, the voice of someone you love, the feeling of light on your face. He wrote, live not as though you had 1,000 years ahead of you. Fate is on your heels. While it is still in your power, become good. Every day was practice, not to escape death, but to meet it well. The final exam, and every choice, preparation. So when death comes, the Stoic does not flinch. He nods, he smiles, he steps forward. Because he has lived well, he does not cling, he releases. He returns to the earth with nothing left unsaid, nothing left unloved, nothing left undone. Why does the Stoic not fear death? Because he fears wasting life more. Because he has practiced truth, he has lived in presence, he has let go, he has understood we are all dying, and that is what makes life precious. In the silence of dawn, when the world has not yet remembered its noise, Marcus Aurelius would rise. A Roman emperor, yes, but more than that, a seeker. A man who, despite ruling the greatest empire on earth, returned to his journal like a disciple to scripture. The world feared death. He studied it. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think, not out of despair, not out of morbidity, but out of clarity. The Stoics, those ancient warriors of the mind, didn't avoid death in their teachings. They welcomed it into the room like an old friend, not because they were reckless, but because they understood it is fear that keeps us from living, not death itself. And so Marcus, morning after morning, practiced dying. He called life what it was, a brief moment, a candle in the wind. Even emperors die. Death smiles at us all. All a man can do is smile back, not out of defiance, but out of wisdom. To the Stoic, death is not the enemy, it's the frame, the boundary that gives shape to life. Like the last brushstroke on a canvas, it completes the picture. Imagine a world without death. Would you treasure a sunrise? Would you say, I love you? You don't have forever? That's the point. His life was not easy. War, plague, betrayal. He buried many of his children. And yet, he did not despair. Because he did not expect life to be fair. He expected it to be temporary. And in its temporariness, it became sacred. They do not harden the heart against death. They soften it. They say, come, walk with me. Show me how to live better. You cannot control death. You can only prepare for it. Not in fear, but with grace. Every decision you make should carry the weight of knowing it may be your last. Every word spoken should be clean enough to be your final. To some, that sounds grim. To the Stoic, that sounds free. What if instead of fearing death, you used it to clarify your values? What if you saw each day as a rehearsal for your final bow? Would you complain less? Would you love harder? This was daily practice for Marcus. He kept a skull near his bed, not to frighten himself, but to remember, memento mori. Remember you will die. And in that remembering, you will come alive. Because when you no longer fear death, you no longer fear loss. And when you no longer fear loss, you are free. There's a strange paradox at the heart of Stoicism. The more you meditate on death, the more alive you become. Marcus Aurelius didn't see darkness. He saw definition. The borders of mortality shaped the beauty of every moment. He wrote, "Don't waste what remains of your life in speculating about others. It is time to understand what it means to die, and what it means to live rightly before you do." He saw men terrified to lose what